some people eat, sleep, breathe real estate. Like, they wake up and they're like answering the phone is like glued to their head. In the shower, they're answering the phone. Can you be a part-time real estate agent and still be successful in this real estate market? Within this video, I will be discussing my experience as a full-time student and real estate agent, and also tasks of an agent, my schedule breakdown, obligations, and drawbacks. And if this is something that you're interested in, stick around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can create more videos that are supportive to not only first-time homebuyers, but also new agents as well. My name is Dasia, and I'm a real estate agent in Massachusetts, and I help people buy, sell, and rent successfully. So let's get started. Can you be a part-time real estate agent and still be successful in real estate? So number one is the task of an agent. So some of the tasks that are expected of you, primarily in my agency, is desk duty. You're expected to come into the office and sit here for the duration of your scheduled desk duty, where you're expected to do only real estate. So I'm currently at desk duty. So desk duty, paying fees or desk fees, paying real estate fees, cold calling, getting leads, content creation. Other obligations consist of paperwork, writing offers, things like that. I won't get too caught up in the weeds, but that's pretty much what it takes to be a real estate agent. Also, I forgot house tours. What else? Showings, open houses, just being in the office, but also being out in the field. Those are your obligations, just the bare bones of it. And why does this matter? Because if you are working full-time, or if you are a full-time student like me, who's currently in a master's program, who has obligations of internship, schoolwork, coursework, trying to prepare for graduation, balancing the two could literally drive you over the edge if you are not careful, because you are extending yourself in two places, multiple places, whether that be your family, school, work, real estate. You are expected to show up in all these places. So that is important to know if you are a part-time agent who is interested in working full-time or attending school. So in terms of my schedule breakdown, I'm not going to get into the weeds, obviously, because that's information that's not necessary primarily. But for the bare bones of my schedule, it consists of school full-time, internship full-time, real estate part-time, and also the obligations of each. So I am in school to be a clinical mental health therapist, and I also took that time during the summer. So during my first year, first semester, second semester, was primarily practicum and school. Then during the summer, I had to take summer classes. I think I was taking 2 classes, which was substance abuse and also consulting, I believe. I think that's the name of it. But I had to take 2 classes, and I figured this is a great opportunity to study to become a real estate agent. Logically, was that smart? Probably not. So during my summer classes, I took the time to study to become a real estate agent. I became a real estate agent. And then during my next year, fall semester, was when I started working as a real estate agent full-time, pretty much, or more. But I also started at one brokerage and then changed, so that's really important. So in terms of schedule breakdown, I feel like I'm able to manage it, but people that are full-time real estate agents, they have time to like sit and cold call people, like 50 people at a time. They have time to like go to social events and talk to people, but if you're a part-time agent, it can be difficult balancing the two because your schedule is not their schedule. Your schedule is not as free, or you're not able to devote as much time to real estate in comparison to somebody who is full-time. So that's really important to know. And oftentimes it can feel discouraging if they are on their like 5th closing and you haven't even gotten one within your first year. But I would say just focus on your own business. Don't compare. Their time is their time. Your time is your time. Your time will come. So yeah, what they're doing has nothing to do with what you're doing. Next is obligations. I would say, similar to tasks of being a real estate agent, you are expected to meet quotas within your brokerage because this is a sales job. So if you're not meeting those quotas, even as a part-time agent, they'll get you out of here because in essence, it's about the money, babes. So if you are not meeting quotas, you are becoming dead weight in their eyes and you gotta go. So if you feel like the quotas that are expected of you within your brokerage are unrealistic or unattainable as a part-time agent, especially as a new first-year part-time agent, I would say find a brokerage that understands that you are doing this part-time and is okay with that. I'm a student, as I mentioned. School comes first, always.
I ain't raising no dummy. Y'all need to make sure she get her school. I'll never forget that's what she did on the Keeler and the Beast set because it was kind of starting to overwork me. And she said, I'ma close the set down. She ain't got no school all day. I ain't raising no fool. It don't make no sense for her to be on this set with this movie where they talking about a little girl learning how to spell and y'all ain't gonna let her read.
Wow.
And as a kid, sometimes that's up.
So even if I'm not able to meet quotas, I still put in the work to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do, but also prioritizing school. I will never slack on school for anything because school is important to me. So I think that's really important to identify why you are getting into the real estate business. I came into the real estate business with the knowledge that this would be part-time because I want to be a full-time therapist. And in my internship, there's a clinician there who does real estate part-time. And from her perspective, she usually only works with people in her immediate sphere. She doesn't go out cold calling. She doesn't go out approaching strangers on the street. She utilizes her network to keep it in-house so that she doesn't have to overextend herself as a real estate agent, but instead she uses it as kind of like a side gig rather than her main gig. And that's the type of time I'm on. I intend to learn what I need to learn within this first year and see where that goes, but at the end of the day, I'm a therapist first, I will be a therapist first, and a real estate agent second. So make sure you're clear on your obligations and why you are here. And hold on. There's a lot going on in this building. And the last thing I will talk about are drawbacks. So some of the drawbacks of being a part-time agent, I trickled it in a little before, but some of the drawbacks are you don't have the same amount of, I guess, time and emotional investment as other people. Some people eat, sleep, breathe real estate. Like they wake up and they're like answering the phone is like glued to their head. In the shower, they're answering the phone. So you, as a part-time agent and full-time employee, you might not have that time, or you might not want to extend yourself in that way. So I think that's really important to consider. Also, like I mentioned before, some of the drawbacks are you might have to do more because you have less time. So if the obligation is 6 closed deals by the end of the year or by the end of a certain quarter, somebody who's working full-time, they might be able to get that out in 2 months. Also, if they've been here longer, they might be able to get that out in 2 months. But you you might have to, as I said before, get it out the mud some kind of way. You might have to get creative in your marketing. You might have to rely on social media to find clients, but you have to get creative and you have to be willing to put in the work. Just because you're a part-time agent doesn't mean that the obligations and the expectations are different. So just keep that in mind. I saw this girl's video who was a nurse who said that she quit her job to become she quit her nursing job to become a real estate agent. And I logically, if that was what was in her heart, what was best for her, I respect it. But I think it's important to have some type of fallback plan. Because as I mentioned in my Becoming a Real Estate Agent in Under a Month 100% remote video, it's extremely expensive to become a real estate agent. Oh, also in what they don't talk about in real estate video, I talked about this too. It's extremely expensive and you might not get a return immediately. So that full-time job might be what's funding your real estate business. So don't quit. Wait, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, as the saying goes. Don't throw something away. Don't throw away something that's necessary to go for something that could be fickle or is inconsistent to begin with. So I feel like I provided the information that is helpful, very concrete, very straight to the point. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, my name is Dasia and I'm a real estate agent in Massachusetts, and I help people buy, sell, and rent successfully.